All right, hi everyone, welcome. My name is Layla and I'm on the training and support team here at Blueprint Solutions. So today's webinar will give us a brief overview of the telehealth tool in Blueprint and ways that it can help streamline your telehealth appointments. Also, my colleague Ellie is in the chat, so if you have any questions, feel free to shoot a message in there. So we'll just get started here. So first we'll go to the setup menu. So it can be activated in the setup menu. So if we go to setup, scheduling, and then telehealth, this is where you can make any customizations to your telehealth. So up at the top, you'll want to enter an email address. I have one already entered in here, and you can just click save when you're done. You can see we have a number of preset platforms already in your Blueprint. You're able to use any of these and edit them however you'd like. You're also able to create your own. So if you see anything here that's not what you need, feel free to create your own. To edit these, what we can do is if we right-click, you can go into Edit Details. You're able to edit the platform. You're able to edit the platform name and then the URL. You can paste your own URL from your platform. Right now, this is the WebEx one for this current meeting here. You also have the option to make a certain platform default. So right now, I have my WebEx as my default. We already have email instructions and SMS instructions included in here. You can go in and edit this however you'd like. You also have the option to enter these merge fields on the side if you'd like to change around these instructions. Same thing with create platform. You'll have those same opportunity to make those edits. So you can give it a name, a URL, and then enter in your instructions. Another option you have is your provider-specific settings. So right now I have one for my provider, Linda Baldwin. We have a default platform for her and a default URL. So if you'd like to create your own, you can do add provider URL, choose that provider. We'll just do me for this example, and then enter a URL in here. And click create. And that's one way to add your own provider-specific URL. Another option is you can create telehealth to be a default for a certain event type. To do that, we can go into scheduling and event types. So for example, if you want for every consultation, you want it to pop up as a telehealth appointment, all you need to do is right-click, go into edit details of the consultation here. And there's this little checkbox right here. And if you check off the telehealth here, every time you schedule a consultation, it will check off that telehealth box for you. You can always edit it on a case-by-case basis, but this will just default it as a telehealth appointment for you. If that looks all correct, we'll click Update here. And now we'll go and schedule a telehealth appointment. To do that, we'll go into the scheduling here. And we'll schedule one for next week. So we'll just choose here at 9 a.m. We can search for an appointment or a patient. This is the same as always. We'll click OK. I'll choose Linda here as my provider, and we'll choose consultation. You can see it automatically populated that telehealth checkbox here, and it also automatically populated my provider-specific Linda Baldwin's video conferencing URL. If you need to update this, you can always change and update this on a case-by-case basis. To do this, just click the Edit Video Conference Settings here. Here, if we wanted to add anything into our email instructions, we can do that. You're able to type here, or if you need to change the URL, you can. Same with the platform as well. If that looks all correct, we'll click Update. When you're all done, you can click Create Event. It will prompt this for you to send those instructions to the patient. You can choose either email, text, or both. Again, you're able to edit these instructions here or the URL. If that looks all correct, what we can do is we can click Send, and those instructions were sent out to the patient. If we ever need to reschedule an appointment, we can do it like before. So we'll just choose to reschedule this appointment, and we'll do it for Friday. It'll ask us if we'd like to save changes. I'll click Yes. And when you reschedule an appointment, it will prompt you to resend your video conference instructions. You can go through and do the same thing. If you need to make any updates, you can do that here. And if you'd like, you can always do proceed without sending, change the URL, or anything like that. I'm just going to do proceed without sending for this example here. And then lastly, you have the option to right-click on an appointment. If you ever need to resend those video conference instructions, you can click that here. This will pop up again and you're able to resend those. Another option is if you right-click, you can do Join Video Conference, and this will open up on another browser open up that meeting. So for example, it was populating that URL that I entered into the telehealth details there. But that covers everything regarding the telehealth feature. Does anyone have any questions? Yes, so this will be a specific URL for your platform. So for example, for this WebEx invite that we use today, I just grabbed it from the WebEx site and I pasted it in there. Some platforms you're able to create like waiting rooms. For example, I know Zoom and Doxy.me have the opportunity to do a waiting room. So you can just have one set URL and then each time send that same URL to patients. It's kind of differs per video conferencing platforms. But for this example, I just pasted our URL from today's meeting. So you can use different URLs per provider. So right here at the bottom, we see there's provider-specific settings. So I just clicked Add URL here, and you can choose a specific URL for each provider, and it will populate that URL for that provider. And then within your platform, you can create those rooms or meetings per provider as well. Correct. Yep. Mark, you can create that event within your platform and then paste that URL into your blueprint. And then when it sends that invite, it will send that URL to the patient. Yeah, exactly. This will save a lot of time. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to give us a call or submit a ticket. We have user guide pages on our telehealth as well, and we'll also send out a recording of this meeting today. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye now.